Welcome to Music Makers, a new series where we celebrate the amazingly talented musical artists that we have all over Northern Michigan. And today, for our first episode, we are joined by Cusack. Now, Caitlin, you're a solo artist, correct?
I am.
Now, what kind of music can people expect if they were to come out to one of your shows?
Well, depending on where I am, if I'm with a full band or if I'm just myself, they're definitely going to get original music by me. And a lot of that kind of leans pop and kind of comes from roots from musical theater. And I'll have catchy melodies because I grew up in church music too. So really accessible, magnanimous music.
Now, tell us a little bit about your musical journey, for lack of a better way of putting it, Kaylin. Have you always known that this is what you wanted to do, or was there a catalyst at some point in your life that led you to taking this on?
So I grew up in a musical family. My mom was a musician, a music director, and I always knew that music was an important part of my life. But I didn't really take the journey into songwriting and doing my own thing until I had a concussion that changed my whole life. And building back from that, exactly a year later, both of these happened on my birthday, my mom passed away. And so that kind of reintroduced my relationship with music and using that to cope and process everything I've been through. That's a lot of the music that's coming out now.
I find that a lot of art comes from coping with loss, and it's sharing that vulnerability with your audiences. That's something you can't fake. You just can't.
Amen to that. It can be really vulnerable, but really, it feels really important to be able to share that with other people too.
It is. Now, since you took it back up, since you got back into music, how has it been progressing? How have you seen the community react to your work?
West Michigan and all of Michigan has been really incredible. I grew up in a really supportive community, and everyone has been so supportive of how far I've come. The brain injury really took a toll on me, so I've been really open with sharing that story and how difficult it's been. And anytime I perform live, it feels like people welcome me with open arms, and that means a lot, a lot to get through.
Now, did the brain injury affect your musical process at all? Do you find yourself taking more time? Do you find that maybe your tastes in your own music shifted?
Yeah, I do think so. I was classically trained. I have a degree in voice, and I learned that actually hurt to sing that way for a while after my brain injury. It caused a lot of problems up here and gave me migraines to sing in that classical voice. So a lot of my music now has been kind of retraining a lower place in my range and singing more from down here rather than accessing a lot of that upper stuff. And so it's been a couple of years now that I've been working through trying to access all of that without a lot of pain. And the music that comes from it has been really heartfelt.
It sounds like you pour a lot of who you are in your life experiences into your work, Caitlin.
I do.
what about music is the great equalizer almost? It brings people together. It clearly has helped you heal. For those of us who are not musically inclined, what is the magic of music that leads to people from all over the world being able to come together? It's almost like a universal language.
I agree. I was going to say it's kind of an entirely different language that rises above a lot of our barriers. And I think when people can find a way to access how their heart can come through that music, as I feel that I often do, it just gets past all those barriers. It really reaches other people's hearts, and it can foster really deep connections that way.
And I'm sure, Caitlin, that a lot of people watching this right now are feeling inspired because you're clearly showing that if this is your passion, if this is your dream, don't let the obstacles that life is going to throw at you get in your way. So before we wrap up today, Caitlin, if you could offer one piece of advice for the young musicians watching this right now, what would that be?
Keep going and really take time to listen to what's in your heart and find ways to share that, because that is what will carry you through life, is knowing your own heart and finding ways to have that connect with other people.
No one's going to be another you, so share the you that you are. Now, Caitlin, where can folks go to come to maybe one of your shows, check out their music for themselves?
So I've just released a new series called the You Carry Me Project this fall. It's on YouTube. It's 3 music videos in honor of my parents because both of them have passed away. Especially during the holidays, I'm hoping that people will find that music for anyone who's dealing with grief during the holidays, because it's often a layer of how we celebrate. And so that's on YouTube. It's on my website, CaitlinCusackMusic.com, and it's on social media. You can search my name and find me.
And of course, we're going to make sure that all the links to check out her new series, as well as connect with Caitlin, it's all going to be available after the show today over on 9and10news.com.
Thank you.